Hey there everybody, hope you're doing well. I want to show you something cool today. Dark and moody Spanish guitar. So we're based around the open A string, the 5th string. And we're also based around the 7th fret of the D string, which is an A note. 7th fret, so we've got an octave there going. So it's an A note and then another A note. The first note we're going to introduce is the 8th fret of the D string. That's a B flat or an A sharp. And just the combination of those two notes is wonderfully, beautifully dissonant and dark sounding and mysterious sounding into a trill. That's a cool sound. And as well as that, we can go down to the 5th fret. So we're going 0, 7, 8, 5. You can see I'm just using my thumb to strike. You can also use a pick. I often use a pick to do this kind of thing, and you heard immediately how bright the sound got when I picked up the plectrum, the pick. Whereas the thumb has a more dull, muted sound, which is also very useful. And when you use the thumb, let's say you pluck that 5th string, notice my thumb physically rests on the next string. After I play that string, I allow my thumb to be stuck at the next string. It's stuck there, it's trapped there, because that's a really good position to have it in, because then I can use it again, of course. If my thumb's kind of flailing, and I see this a lot with players, if my thumb was kind of just flailing in thin air there trying to pick notes, it's a lot less accurate. Now I've probably got enough training, I can just about scrape by with it, but it's definitely nowhere near as comfortable or technically correct as that now that I'm back falling on the strings. If your thumb is just plucking the note and then going out into air there, you're going to get lost. So it's much better to use the thumb and land on the next string. That's a really useful tip actually, whether or not the rest of this lesson particularly interests you or not. If that thumb positioning improves, you've made good progress today. Again, we can use the pick. Sounds a bit like Tool, doesn't it? Just because they and a lot of other metal bands do use that open string with the dissonant melody on the next string. It's a pretty classic sound, but it's classic because it sounds good, it's easy, it's effective, and guitars like to be played like this. They ring resonantly for you. Your fingers can be into good positions like this. So why wouldn't we do it? So there's some notes: 0, 7, 8, 5, 3, 2, 0, 2. I will, as always, tab this lesson out on my Patreon page. So if you'd like to jump over there, the link will be in the description. But what I really want to emphasize is kind of to get the moodiness and the tone. It's not just about what we play, but of course it's how we play it. Long dramatic pauses. Combination of quiet and loud. Building tension and releasing it. I see so many musicians, and kind of what they do is just play a very static, single kind of dynamic level. They might just keep playing the notes, so same rhythm, same tone, same feeling, and there's nothing wrong with that particularly, but we can make it even better. We can make it even better if we use our techniques. Slides. I haven't taught one-on-one guitar lessons for many years now. I've always enjoyed teaching. It's actually a lot more tiring than you think, because I do give my true entire entire attention to the student for that hour or half hour. Generally, I prefer an hour. It's actually quite draining to teach one-on-one. So I've always enjoyed it and I've always gotten a lot out of it. I think I've always gotten out as much as my students got out of it. But definitely I had some students who would think, you know, you might show them a basic combination of notes, whether it was like today, we've just talked about these notes, or it might be like a blues scale or whatever. And I found some students who never ended up, generally just didn't stick with their lessons and ended up quitting the instrument altogether, but definitely didn't get very good. Kind of thought, well, I know that combination of notes, so I know everything there is to know about this topic. A good player can take a handful of really basic musical concepts or information, like a few notes in an open string, and really do something cool with it. I also love to get a bit more metal with that, so I've picked up my pick now, but I'm trying to get it so everything's in the shot. Starting with a downstroke on the D string, downstroke on the D, up on the A, down on the A, and then up on the D. So it's really just alternate picking. To take it to a bit heavier and crazy, if I did a palm mute, same notes. That actually sounds pretty cool. And it really isn't hard. It's a handful of notes played with a bit of feeling, with a variety of rhythmic techniques and feels. And I encourage you now, like I always do, turn off YouTube, turn off the phone or the computer or the iPad or wherever you're watching, and pick up your guitar and have a play. Thank you so much.